All right, so you're here because you want to get right to it, right? The good stuff. You don't want to waste any time.
No fluff.
No fluff, exactly. And today, well, we're really diving into some fascinating stuff. We're looking at lucky days, potentially lucky days, coming up in April 2025.
And this is all tailored to, for each zodiac sign.
Exactly, exactly. So we've been looking at some astrological forecasts, as we like to do.
Yeah, a forecast that kind of point to when things might be, well, a little extra supportive.
Yeah.
Cosmic energies and all that. Really depends on your sign, of course.
Yeah. So it's like almost like a guide, right? Like not that it's a guarantee or
I mean,
anything.
no guarantees, but it's like when the astrological climate is just kind of, maybe it's just a little bit more conducive for certain things.
Totally. Certain things to maybe happen or certain energies. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to pull out the key dates, right?
The key dates.
And we're going to match them to like, okay, what part of life for your sign does this date, have potential in?
Yeah, a nice little roadmap.
A little roadmap. There you go. For April. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's jump right in. We're going to start with Aries.
All right, so Aries, born between March 21st and April 19th. We're looking at 3 potentially lucky days.
Okay.
First one up, April 3rd. Really good for bold new beginnings.
Oh, I like that. New beginnings.
Yeah, and also taking risks.
Yeah.
But, calculated risks, of course.
Right, right. Not just jumping off a cliff.
Exactly. And it's interesting, early April overall seems to have this energy about it.
Hmm.
Like, for Aries especially, it's just encouraging, like to take initiative, make things happen.
So any Aries listening, if you've been kind of like sitting on an idea or something,
It's just the time,
early April might be like a little push.
that little nudge from the universe.
Yeah, exactly. What kind of risks are we talking about here?
Well, it could be anything, really. Could be starting a new project at work, or maybe it's in your personal life, something you've wanted to do for a long time, finally saying it.
Ah, okay, okay.
It's about taking advantage of that energy, that go-getter energy.
Makes sense. All right, so what's next for Aries?
Okay, next we've got April 10th. This one looks really good for career stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, major career or financial opportunity.
Yeah.
Could be that your efforts are finally recognized,
Yeah, yeah.
or maybe just a new door opens professionally or financially.
So like recognition for all that hard work that Aries are known for.
Exactly.
All right, so Aries, mark your calendars. April 10th. Big money, big career moves.
And it's interesting. This might actually tie in with that initial burst of energy on the 3rd.
Oh, how so?
Well, maybe taking action on the 3rd, whatever that action is, maybe it sets things in motion that lead to opportunities around the 10th.
Ah, okay. Okay, so one kind of leads into the other.
Potentially, yeah. And then finally for Aries, we have April 21st.
Ooh, what's happening on the 21st?
This one's all about love
Oh.
or personal relationships. It could be a lucky break in that area of life, new connection, strengthening an existing one. Who knows? Could even be a turning point in a relationship that, maybe needed a little
boost.
yeah, a little something.
All right, so Aries, we've got April 3rd for those bold moves, April 10th for, maybe a career boost or some money coming in.
And don't forget, April 21st.
April 21st for love. Okay, awesome. Now let's move on to Taurus.
All right, Taurus. April 20th to May 20th, we've also got 3 days highlighted here.
Okay, lay it on me.
April 6th, this is a good one. Good for financial luck.
Oh, Taurus loves that.
Stability. Really, really good for stability. It's interesting. We had all that fiery energy for Aries earlier, but Taurus, it's about grounding. It's about, that feeling of security.
Yeah, totally.
So this would be a good time for, maybe looking at your long-term financial plans.
Yeah, make sure everything's in order.
Exactly.
So maybe some unexpected good news or just a good day to review, the finances.
Could be both.
Could be both. Nice. All right, what else do we have for Taurus?
Okay, next up, we've got April 15th. This one's all about relationships.
Okay.
Strengthening relationships, and also just long-term planning in general.
Ah, okay.
Good time to nurture those bonds, whether it's with family, friends, or even in your professional life. And it also kind of goes with that whole financial stability thing.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like if you've got that secure foundation.
Exactly. It makes it easier to focus on, nurturing those relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and last but not least for Taurus, we have April 28th.
Okay, what's in store on the 28th?
This one's exciting. Possible unexpected good fortune.
Ooh, I like that. Unexpected good fortune.
Yeah, and it could be in your career, it could be in investments, who knows. But the key here is that it's unexpected.
So I just got to be open.
Be open, be ready. It could come out of nowhere.
I love that. All right, so Taurus, April 6th, money matters. April 15th, all about relationships, future planning, and April 28th, be ready for some surprises.
That's right.
All right, fantastic. Okay, now let's move on to, well, let's talk about Gemini.
Gemini, May 21st to June 20th. All right, for you guys, we're starting off the month strong, April 2nd.
Oh, okay.
This is a peak time for creativity
Oh, I liked it.
and communication.
Hmm.
Really good for communication. So, if you're a Gemini and you've got a project that needs some brainstorming, you need some fresh ideas,
This is it.
this is the day.
Yeah.
Or, maybe you need to give a presentation, write a speech, something where you really need to articulate yourself well.
Yeah.
This is the day to do it.
Okay, awesome. So all that communication, that kind of mental energy, does it lead to anything else for Gemini later in the month?
It actually might. So we've got April 13th, and this day looks really good for connecting with people,
Okay.
influential people, networking, reaching
Yeah.
out to your contacts, going to events, things like that. Could be really beneficial.
Makes sense. Connections are so important, especially for Geminis.
Exactly. And, that clarity of thought that you might have on the second, that could really help make those connections even more impactful.
Oh, okay. So it all kind of ties together.
It does, yeah. And then finally for Gemini, we've got April 25th.
All right, 25th. Tell me about it.
This is a powerful day for making decisions
Oh, okay.
and embracing change. If you've been at a crossroads or just thinking about making a big change in your life,
This is the time.
this might be the day to do it. April, for Gemini, it's like, clear thinking leads to connection and then, decisive action.
I love it. Okay, so Geminis, April 2nd, communication, creativity, April 13th. Get out there, network, connect with people.
And April 25th, make those decisions. Embrace that change.
Love it. Okay, let's move on to Cancer.
All right, Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Let's see what we've got here. First up, April 5th.
Okay.
This one's all about emotional clarity
Ooh, interesting.
and potential breakthroughs in relationships. It's interesting, this focus on emotions comes pretty early in the month, maybe setting the tone for deeper connections
Yeah.
throughout April.
Yeah.
Could be a time for, really understanding each other in your relationships, or maybe even resolving some lingering emotional issues.
Sounds like a good day for those heart-to-heart conversations, which Cancer really values.
Absolutely.
Okay, what else do we have for Cancer?
All right, next up we've got April 17th. This one looks pretty good, career-wise.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Strong possibility of career gains and financial gains, too. Similar to Aries on April 10th, actually. Seems like mid-April is going to be good for a few signs, in terms of work and money.
That's great to hear. So maybe that emotional clarity from earlier in the month, maybe that kind of helps pave the way for some of these opportunities, right? Gives Cancer more confidence, maybe more direction.
I think that's a very insightful observation.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. When you're feeling good emotionally, it can definitely translate to, more confidence in your work life, too.
Yeah.
And for Cancer, the last lucky day in April is April 30th.
30th. Okay.
This is a great day for healing
Okay.
and reflection.
Yeah.
And also new opportunities. It kind of feels like a culmination,
Yeah.
Like you do the inner work, and then because of that work, something new emerges.
It's like the end of a cycle and a new beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. A chance to integrate those lessons and, step forward with a fresh perspective.
I love it. Okay, Cancer. So April 5th, focus on those relationships. April 17th, maybe a promotion, a raise, who knows.
And don't forget April 30th.
April 30th, healing, reflection, and then those new beginnings. Beautiful. Okay, let's move on to Leo.
All right, Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. Okay, you guys are starting off the month with a bang, April 1st.
Oh, April Fool's Day. Interesting.
Right. But no joke, this is a powerful day.
Yeah.
Lots of energy.
Okay.
Confidence is high. Great day for starting things, putting yourself out there.
Sounds like a classic Leo day, really.
It does, doesn't it? It sets a very dynamic tone for the whole month.
So step into that spotlight, right?
Own it.
All right, what else do we have for Leo?
Okay, next up, April 12th.
12th.
This one's good for recognition.
Okay.
Could be in your career, could be in your public life, maybe your achievements are acknowledged, maybe you get a chance to shine on a bigger stage. And, I think that confidence from the first, it might actually lead up to this.
Ah, so it's like you put yourself out there and then you get recognized for it.
Exactly.
And of course, Leo loves a little recognition.
Of course.
All right, and the final lucky day for Leo in April.
That would be April 23rd. This one's interesting. Opportunities for romantic breakthroughs. In creative breakthroughs, too.
Okay.
So maybe a spark in your love life, or maybe you get a surge of, innovative ideas, and you have the confidence to really go for them.
That's awesome. Okay, so Leo, April 1st, own your power. April 12th, get ready for some recognition. And April 23rd, love and creativity are in the air.
That's right.
All right, fantastic. Now we have to talk about Virgo.
Okay, Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. For you guys, April 4th is highlighted.
All right, 4th.
This is a productive day.
I like the sound of that.
Really good for financial planning and career growth. It's interesting. We had Leo starting off strong, but then Virgo's like, okay, let's get practical. Let's build on that energy.
Yeah, get organized.
Exactly. So this is a good time to organize your finances, set those career goals, really take those steps to achieve them.
Perfect for Virgos. Okay, what else is coming up for them?
All right, we've got April 16th. This one's interesting. Your intuition is going to be really strong on this day. And your problem-solving skills. So, trust your gut, use your analytical abilities, and you could see some really positive results.
Intuition, huh? I wouldn't necessarily associate that with Virgo.
It's funny because intuition is usually associated with, maybe the more water signs, the more feeling-based signs. But Virgo's observational skills, they're so sharp.
Yeah, they are.
That it can actually lead to, very accurate intuitive insights.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's all those details, they kind of build up this bigger picture understanding.
Exactly. It's like you're putting the pieces together and then bam, you just know.
I like it. All right, and the last lucky day for Virgo in April.
Okay, last one, April 29th. This is the day for unexpected encounters.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, it could be a chance encounter that leads to a new opportunity.
So be open, right?
Be open, be ready. It could be anyone, anywhere.
I love it. Okay, so Virgo, April 4th, get organized. April 16th, trust your gut. And April 29th, be ready for anything.
That's it.
All right, awesome. Now let's talk about Libra.
Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. All right, first lucky day for you guys is April 7th.
Okay, what's happening on the 7th?
This one is all about harmony.
Oh, Libra loves that.
Balance, right, in relationships, in your personal life. It's funny how we went from Virgo being all about the details, and now Libra is like, okay, let's make sure everything's in balance.
Yeah, it makes sense. So April 7th, good day for resolving conflicts, maybe?
Could be. Or just strengthening those bonds with the people you care about, creating that sense of equilibrium.
Yeah, I like that. All right, what else is in store for Libra?
Okay, next up we have April 14th.
14th.
This one looks good financially. Potential for financial gains.
Ooh, always good.
And also just unexpected blessings in general, kind of like Taurus on April 28th, Seems like mid-April might be a good time for a few signs to, maybe get a little surprise financial boost.
You never know. Okay, and the final lucky day for Libra in April.
That falls on April 27th. This is a good day for creativity.
Oh, okay.
And social opportunities.
Yeah.
So, maybe engage in some artistic pursuits, connect with friends, go to a party, something like that.
So it's like that desire for balance earlier in the month, maybe that leads to, wanting to connect with people, have some fun.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
All right, so Libra, April 7th, harmony and balance. April 14th, maybe some money coming in. And April 27th, get creative, get social.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, fantastic. Okay, now it's time to talk about Scorpio.
All right, Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Okay, for you guys, April 8th is a big one.
Okay, what's happening on the 8th?
This could be a transformational moment.
Ooh, transformation. Very Scorpio.
Right, it could be in love, could be in your career. Yeah, it's interesting how we go from Libra being all about balance, and then Scorpio's like, all right, let's shake things up.
Yeah, totally. So what kind of transformations are we talking about here?
Well, it could be a big change in a romantic relationship.
Yeah, okay.
Or maybe a major career shift that totally changes your path.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, definitely a day to, pay attention to. And then next up for Scorpio, we have April 18th.
Okay, 18th.
This is a powerful day for you guys. Really good for negotiations.
Interesting.
Or new ventures. So if you've got an important meeting or you're launching a new project, this is the day to do it.
Yeah.
And I think, that potential for transformation on the 8th, that might actually give you the strength the inner strength to really go after what you want.
Yeah, that makes sense. So channel that Scorpio intensity.
Exactly.
All right. And their final lucky day in April.
Okay, last one for Scorpio, April 26th.
Yeah.
This is a day for clarity,
Okay.
spiritual and emotional clarity. After all that potential transformation, all that, power moves, this is a day to just kind of go inward.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
You could be a time for really profound insights, a
Mm.
deeper connection to yourself.
All right. So Scorpio, April 8th, be ready for some big changes. April 18th, harness that power. And April 26th, get clear on what you want.
That's it.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Now we have Sagittarius.
All right, Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. For you guys, April 9th is looking good.
Okay. 9th.
This one's all about travel.
Ooh, Sagittarius loves to travel.
Right. Or learning new things or just, new adventures in general.
Mhm.
It's interesting. We went from Scorpio's intensity and now with Sagittarius, it's like, okay, let's expand our horizons.
Literally and figuratively, right?
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good time to plan a trip, maybe start a new course, something like that.
All right. Awesome. What else do we have for Sagittarius?
Okay, next up, we've got April 20th. This is a good day for manifesting.
Ooh, manifesting. Okay.
Yeah, setting those goals, making those ambitious plans, taking that adventurous spirit from earlier in the month and now really focusing it on what you want to achieve.
Love it. All right. And their final lucky day in April.
Okay, last one for Sagittarius, April 24th.
24th.
This looks good for breakthroughs.
Ooh, okay.
Could be financial, could be career related, similar to a few other signs we've talked about. Maybe it's a raise, a promotion, who knows.
Hmm.
But it seems like all those new adventures and ambitious plans earlier in the month, they might actually lead to this.
Yeah, like it all comes together.
Exactly.
All right. So Sagittarius, April 9th, get out there, explore. April 20th, focus on your goals. And April 24th, be ready for those breakthroughs.
That's right.
Awesome. Okay, let's talk about Capricorn now.
All right, Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th.
Yeah.
You guys, you share your first lucky day with Aries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, April 3rd.
Okay, that's interesting.
It is. But remember, Aries, it was about new beginnings in general. For Capricorn, it's a bit more specific.
Okay.
This is about a career opportunity, a significant one.
Ah, so same day, but different flavor depending on your sign. Exactly. So, Capricorns, keep your eyes peeled around April 3rd, especially in the career department.
Okay, great. What else is looking good for Capricorn?
All right, next up we have April 11th.
11th.
This is a day for discipline.
Oh, Capricorn loves
I don't
discipline.
know. It's like Sagittarius was all about expanding, but Capricorn is like, all right, let's get back to work.
Back to reality.
Back to reality, exactly. So this is a great day to tap into that natural drive, make some serious progress on your goals.
That classic Capricorn determination.
Exactly. And finally, for Capricorn, we have April 22nd.
22nd.
This one's all about stability
Okay.
and financial growth. Could be solidifying your financial situation, Maybe it's a good time to invest, who knows?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like a combination of all that hard work, that discipline throughout the month.
Yeah, it all pays off. All right, so Capricorn, April 3rd, career opportunities, April 11th, get things done, and April 22nd, enjoy that stability.
Awesome. Okay, now let's talk about Aquarius.
All right, Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. For you guys, we're starting off with April 5th.
Okay, 5th.
This is a good day for networking
Okay.
and intellectual growth.
Wow.
So, connecting with like-minded people, having those stimulating conversations, it's all good.
Very Aquarian.
Very Aquarian,
You-
yeah. It's interesting how we go from Capricorn being all about achievement, and then Aquarius is like, all right, let's connect, let's learn.
Yeah, it's the outward focus.
Exactly. And then next up for Aquarius, we have April 19th.
19th.
This is a day for the unexpected.
Ooh, Aquarius loves a surprise.
Right. It's like keep your mind open, be ready for anything, because a really positive opportunity could come out of nowhere.
I love it.
And then finally for Aquarius, we have April 30th.
30th.
This is a highly creative day. Really good for innovation.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got a project that needs some out-of-the-box thinking, this is the day to work on it. And I think, those connections you make on the 5th, maybe that unexpected opportunity on the 19th.
It all kind of fuels the creativity.
It could, definitely.
All right, so Aquarius, April 5th, connect and learn. April 19th, be ready for surprises. And April 30th, let those creative juices flow.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, and finally, we have Pisces.
All right, Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. For you guys, April 6th is highlighted.
6th.
This is a day for intuition.
Okay.
Your intuition's going to be really strong. And also emotional growth.
Mm.
It's interesting. Aquarius was all about that outward focus. And then Pisces is like, all right, let's go inward.
Yeah, back to that inner world.
Exactly. So pay attention to your gut feelings. Focus on your emotional well-being. It's all good.
Sounds like a day for self-care, too.
Absolutely.
All right, what else is coming up for Pisces?
Okay, we've got April 15th. This one looks good for breakthroughs.
Okay, tell me more.
It could be a breakthrough in love
Ooh.
or in your creative projects. Kind of like Leo on April 23rd, actually.
Yeah.
Seems like that emotional clarity on the 6th that might actually lead to this.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, lots of potential for Pisces in those areas. And then finally, we have April 28th.
Okay, 28.
This is a special day, very spiritually fulfilling.
Oh, wow.
And just overall a lucky day. Good fortune, connection to something bigger than yourself,
Sounds beautiful.
It does, yeah.
All right, so Pisces, April 6th, trust your intuition. April 15th, be ready for those breakthroughs in love and creativity. And April 28th, just enjoy that spiritual connection.
That's it.
Wow, okay, so we've gone through all 12 signs.
We have.
And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like April's going to be a really good month.
I think so, too. It's like we've got this map, all these different possibilities laid out before us.
Yeah, and it's not just about, waiting for good things to happen. It's about, okay, how can we use this information? How can we align our plans with these energies?
Exactly. Maybe there's something you've been wanting to do and you see that it falls on one of your lucky days. Maybe that gives you the extra push you need.
Yeah. Or maybe just helps you focus your energy, like, okay, this week I'm going to really focus on my relationships, or this week I'm going to really go after that promotion.
Exactly. It's like having that awareness.
Yeah.
It can be really powerful.
Totally. So for everyone listening, think about what you want to achieve in April. And then, look at your signs' lucky days, see if there are any connections.
It might surprise you.
Yeah. And even if nothing, specifically happens on those days.
I think just having that awareness can shift your mindset.
Totally. Like maybe you're a little more optimistic, a little more open to possibilities.
Exactly. And, that in itself can be really lucky.
Absolutely. It's all about perspective. All right, well, that's it for our deep dive on lucky days in April 2025.
And who knows, maybe we'll revisit this in May and see how it all played out.
I would love that. All right, everyone, thanks for listening.
See you next time.